Thanks everyone for joining us for episode 99 of Tattoo Collecting 101. We've got the crew split up today, but that's okay. And before we jump into it, we want to shout out to all of our sponsors. So thank you to Raw Pigments. Thank you to Tattoo Now, World Tattoo Events, DLI's Pro, Jake Meeks at the Fireside Tattoo Network, Amy Nichols at the Apprenticeship Diaries, and the founder of it all, Guy Atchison. So thank you for making this possible to everyone. You guys are muted. Cool.
What's up? Can you hear us?
Yep.
Awesome. How's everything in Columbus?
Things are going well. Not too bad. Holding down the fort all right.
So we are in Phoenix.
It's hot as balls.
It's a little warm today. Like standing here in the shade doing nothing. I'm sweating.
You're moist.
When Antoine got here earlier, Antoine Davis got here a few hours ago and he was sitting out here with us and he was like, I don't sweat. Like, hold on. And like 35 seconds later, he's like, the back of my knees are sweating. I've never sweat there before. And it's funny because like 2 hours later, Austin's like, I've never sweat on the back of my knee. So like this heat is activating new sweat glands that people didn't know they even have. But
It's a good time.
It's beautiful. Everything's coming together super well.
Hey, well, I've seen some pictures going around. It looks very beautiful out there.
Yeah, here in a little bit, going to take a walk down to the ballroom and kind of show off the progress, which is pretty cool because like artists and stuff can't even walk through the ballroom. So we're gonna kind of
Exclusive sneak peek.
Exclusive
Sneak peek.
sneak peek.
Who's this cool guy?
Before the show. Hi.
Who is this cool guy?
I'm nobody.
He's nobody, all right?
Just a
And
man
Austin
guy.
Yancey as well, everybody.
Bumblebee Tattoo.
What's up?
Represent.
What's up?
And Fawn Baker.
What's up, guys? You guys know my face though.
Austin agreed to tattoo my face this weekend.
Snail.
Yeah,
Snail trail?
probably. Just a big one.
Snail trail.
Big snail trails. Yeah.
How did you know that's exactly what I wanted? I mean,
Like a penis with a shell.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Guys.
There you go.
Big old
You got
floppy dickhead. It's like you're in my brain.
it. The cameraman's learning to use the equipment on the fly.
On the
guys,
fly.
I'm gonna
Cameraman. On the fly. Cameraman.
Doing great.
I'm just sweating.
All right, you guys. So just a time and place. We're at the Arizona Biltmore. And if you guys want any fun facts, as we're walking, your tour guide.
Fawn is pretty on it with the fun facts of the Biltmore.
I mean, I don't really have that many. I should have more. I think after this trip, I'm even going to have more. I'm probably going to go buy clothes.
This is the fake tile they put in. Is it from the Catalina?
Why'd you
No.
have to bring it up?
'Cause I
So
wanted that.
We didn't even get to the pool yet. Come on, Ben.
That's
Earlier,
why.
I asked her about tile. She started talking to us for like 10-15 minutes. So
Yeah, bro, they bought a fucking island. They bought an island.
Talking about that, he's like, do you think they carved these by hand?
Oh, no,
Or
the
they
board-
were molded.
The port blocks?
Yeah.
No. They were
So I had to tell them the
They had
story.
to destroy
behind
the mold when they were
Biltmore.
done.
Yep, they had. Well, no, they just. I think they
Shut
still
up,
have
Fawn.
a
That's,
mold
that's
and
the
they
part
can
I
make
would
more.
need.
But it's only up here. Only here.
Local block only.
Yep. And like
me.
one of the things that I love hanging out with Austin about is he talks about light and color and gets excited about it like I do. So he was like looking at the blocks and he's like, look, this shadow fits right into that shape there. And I'm like, yeah, because it was
Redesigned
Designed on
from the
the-
refraction of borders. and shit
Yeah.
like that.
designed to do that very thing.
yeah, the mathematic equation for the refraction of light. So every single angle is a perfect angle for how light cuts through. And
You didn't even
breaks
know I was
through.
that smart. You didn't even know.
That's insane. You knew that.
Fawn and I got a very behind the scenes tour.
We did. So
Last time we were
earlier,
here.
I actually took them on a couple of
To
little
like
places.
roof.
Where we were like, are we sneaking up here? And she's like, no, you can just walk up here. And we were like, oh,
Here I go.
okay. But there was a ladder by the one door where we went out on the front balcony.
Mhm.
So they were physically doing something. So I didn't want to walk under the ladder. But we found another balcony that you and I didn't find with some
Huh?
cool little steps and a little hoop-de-doop and a whole nother level.
I want to see
No.
the hoop-de-doo balcony.
It's like there.
Are
we
we-
overlooked the entire
Are
pool.
we calling it the hoop-de-doo balcony?
That's what I want to call it.
We're gonna call it the hoopty doop or ho to ho.
Woohoo! This is a fine choice, sir. I'm going to commend you on your choices.
Look at those choices.
You're really close to my face right now.
So
I have
not
one shot.
not to be weird, but
Only one.
we've made it to episode 99, Ben,
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9,
and it's like 99 degrees plus like 20. So that's cool.
plus like 20. So I've learned you can't leave your phone in the sun.
No.
Yeah, you got to slide it in the shadow.
It's
Remember
like-
this morning
For sure.
we put the sour cream in the shade?
It is.
99, right on the dot.
Woo!
Can you
Thank
guys
you.
remember the first time you ever saw this show? Was it episode 20? Was it episode number 1, number
The first
12?
time I saw this show,
Yeah,
I was.
you were there.
Oh yeah,
And how did it go?
And
it's
I
like-
actually never watched a show until a few weeks ago.
that's very very true.
I heard you talking about it.
I was on episode 5 though.
Yeah, you've been on, like, you've pretty much been there mostly from the start.
Yeah, I was gonna get on earlier, but I was,
What's the difference between day 1 and day 1 or episode 1 and episode 99? You think the biggest difference?
we have a rhythm now. We have a
When you get out of there,
things we always talk about. Like in the beginning, it was kind of like, hey, here we are, let's talk. Now we have themes and things we actually want to discuss and highlights, and
We go to shows
we
together
go to
now.
shows, we travel.
We
Is that
travel
right if I
together
jump
now.
over in the
You
shade?
get in the shade, bro.
Awesome.
I'm big.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
No, like it used to be a lot more off the cuff. The quality was recording and our audio was a lot different when we first started. I don't know. It's really opened up a bunch of gates too. Sorry, start from the
No,
other
it's awesome. I think that's going to be great.
end. Okay, perfect. It's opened up a lot of doors for us to be able to travel and go to different shows and have a little foot in the door to be able to talk to people at different shows.
Do you remember when we were in Akron and we accidented ourselves into a double
A nice
booth?
double booth. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's funny
We
how-
would have just like hang out and be the spot for all of the electronics for the weekend.
Just being like able and willing was just like a huge door open.
Could you imagine 2 years ago that they'd just be like, here you
Who?
go, hang out.
Who are you and what? Especially me, like I've got no reason to be in this community other than I've gotten a lot of tattoos. So it's afforded me a lot of privileges I didn't have before. So I'm pretty fortunate to be able to hang out and talk shit.
I'm not gonna lie, Ben. The lighting's great. Do you want to show off some of your tattoos?
My tattoos?
This would be a great time.
Honestly,
to
like
re-show
I
off our
don't
tattoos. We
always
haven't
see
really-
you without sleeves and pants. And honestly, you look great. Like you have a lot of coverage. You have a
Well,
lot more
thank
coverage
you.
than a lot of people.
That was the
Um,
most polite
You're looking
way
beautiful, Ben.
They take your clothes off.
I don't think we've
We
ever
could-
some people.
You guys want to see some cool tattoos? Lighting's great out here, and Todd, if you want to talk about it a little bit, let's see what you got going on.
Well, he still lacks coverage.
All right, so what we're gonna do is maybe show off his arms and maybe that piece that he got on the show recently, and then if you
Yeah.
have something to say, let me know.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff's needed tat, traditional style. Like, I got some stuff up here on the domes.
Hot diggity. Look at that flower.
More stuff on that domes. Like a motherfucker. But yeah, it hurts. It all hurts.
Guys, Ben is like a really big collector. If you think
Yeah.
about it, he's got a lot of coverage.
I've got a few. Derb and I aren't in a race, but we're in a race to finish bodysuits. I've made some appointments here recently to get a couple of the larger spaces that I have finished filled in, and John's going to give me a lot. So yeah, pretty pumped on my collection. And I've got a lot of stuff done that
When did your collection start?
I was 18, so 2002.
So 2002. And who was the very first artist that worked on you?
Dan Wesley. Dan Wesley, I went to him for 10 years. He did all my tattoos in the beginning. He was the only person I went to. He was the owner of Body Language in Whitehall at the time. And he did 3 out of the 4 of my limbs.
So we'll start
Both
with
my
his
ribs.
work. How about we'll start with his work?
Okay, so both of my arms were all Dan Wesley.
So Dan Wesley, everybody.
Like from here up is all Dan
I'm
Wesley.
gonna do a slow pan then.
Okay, I'll sit still.
Better.
Yeah, he did these early into collecting. it held up really well. This arm hasn't really been retouched or anything. This is pretty much all one shot. Yeah, bunch of shit.
What'd you think when you were getting it done, like for the first time? Were you cool with that color scheme? Was this what you chose, or was it more of like?
Pretty open to a lot of the concepts and stuff. The LB he didn't do. Toby Gillich actually added that for me, some doggish initials.
Okay.
But yeah, I give my artists a lot of freedom. I picked a lot of the main theme stuff, and then he tied it all together. He liked using that blue to green, which I thought had a lot of pop to it. But again, I don't really get too picky. I've got a lock and a key hidden in my stuff. I've got a ton of skulls.
I've got a doorknob.
Little pop-up skulls. There's a lot of traditional Sailor Jerry pieces, stuff like that.
So this is like the first part of your tattoo journey?
No, my first part was my leg. We started on my foot before we really did anything big. My first tattoo was this little character on my leg here. And then from there, we did the target on my heart. And then from there, we did this whole geisha on my ribs. So we started off pretty slow, but yeah, Dean Wesley did all this. The bear on my knee was done by Denny. Yeah, these are all from early 2000s.
A long time. That's 20 years.
Yeah, I'm old. Thanks for pointing that out.
Sorry, I'm old too.
It was done well.
Right.
That kneecap, just like
Yeah, I remember the early 2000s.
The kneecap was done by Denny several years later. I think it's only about 7 or 8 years old, but it's still
solid.
It's still held up. I don't want to talk shit. I just I want to give credit where credit's due. Is all.
It's still solid.
So in other words, Ben though like really stands out. He's got a lot of great coverage, but some things are from 20 plus years ago.
Right. And
so this is a huge long journey.
This leg was Kevin Stress. That's award-winning Japanese right there. Kneecap is Fawn. This was done by Richard Cook. That's a portrait of my first dog. Super traditional lady head was done by Davey Rips. My Chippendale chipmunk was Dan Wesley. This was Dan Wesley. It's got a matching guy over here. Dawn started doing this stuff.
That's sick. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hold on, let's go in this here really quick because I like the transitions. I'm just gonna do it like a little slope.
So this is what Fawn and I's open project is. We get into this every 6 months or so for a few hours. And
didn't she tattoo you recently?
chip away at it. Yeah. When was her last appointment? About a month ago?
Yeah. The hammock's looking great.
Yeah, he's settling in well. Settling in well. I'm really.
Fawn, do you want to say anything about this piece?
So if you follow any of my work, you'll see like the platonic solids that I work in a lot. And the piece that Guy and I just worked on Lauren is kind of along the same theme. So this is this is the platonic solid that represents fire. So obviously it's above the fire pit. We're gonna have some of the similar shapes in this as the project continues, but I love the idea that these simple shapes build all the matter of the universe.
Is that what a platonic solid is though? It's just sacred geometry that essentially makes up the universe?
Yep.
That's really cool.
Basically.
Platonic solid.
Definition. Yeah. Basically the exact definition.
Yeah, there's a symbol to represent water. That's the icosahedron. The tetrahedron represents fire. There's one to represent the aether. So like all of the heavenly and the other, there's just like all of the like earth, air, fire, water, and then some. But it's all geometry and it's all connected.
All right. So let's go a little bit down the leg here.
This was done by Kevin Stress. It was one of those tattoos where I was like, hey, I want you to tattoo my leg. He said, well, what do you want? I was like, I don't know, snake, some water, maybe a flower or something. It's like, done. That was the end of the conversation. I came back in like 6 weeks, and this is what happened. He did this in like 4 sessions. It was amazing. He outlined the whole thing, did all this grayscale in like 3 hours. 2 color sessions and then a touch-up. It was the touch-up session was like an hour, if that. Yeah.
See, you guys, Ben is one of the cool guys here. He's got a lot of cool stuff, but it's also awesome to hear the story behind it.
Fawn did the bee on my knee because it's the bee's knees. She was really able to pull a lot of those oranges and a lot of those hues up to continue that theme up to be able to tie it in with this. So she's working on tying all my upper leg stuff together right now. You got to tell me where you want to go.
Let's go to your next leg.
Okay, so this one?
Yep.
This is all Dan Wesley. This is actually, I had my leg sleeve for either of my arms. So this is definitely at least 15 years old. Still bright ass blue. So, you know what I mean? Like the Hanya's in there. I've always loved the bright pinks and stuff like that.
Honestly, color does saturate really well in your skin.
Mm-hmm. Especially for being 15 years old.
Yeah, for being 15 years old.
Denny, who we had on the show a while back, did this bear on my knee. Rich Cook, when Rich Cook was still doing script, if that tells you anything, did the only script I have on my body. That's done for a good friend of mine that passed.
Have something to say
A lot
about
of bear skin there.
You want to hear it real
Sure.
quick? Guys, if you'd like to know why the good die young, I'll tell you right now. They've completed their life's work and they have accomplished a mission, even though they might seem like it's a little early. They're better than all of us. They have completed it. Time to the next challenge, right?
Yep.
All right, so let's see what we got here.
This is super early Rich Cook.
Rich Cook.
Actually got that done at Hell City in like 2011.
Where does he work?
2012. Rich Cook owns Greystone Tattoo in Gahanna, Ohio.
Greystone Tattoo.
That's super old. I'd love to get a second pass on that, Rich. Let's get it in. Again, I think you did this in like 2 sessions.
Ooh.
Ben Reif did that.
Ben Reif. And where does Ben work?
Ben Reif's a resident artist at Red Tree.
And is he here this weekend?
I don't believe so. But he does super clean, super
Man, that
traditional
red
stuff.
is, I mean,
it is.
how old is
in
this tattoo?
There. Oh, not a year.
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah. Corey did these flowers on my hips. She's also
Corey Wasmond.
from
A
Red
red
Tree.
tree.
Did all these, and then Denny did this live. Everyone that watched that can see how that healed. It's
Yep,
looking.
that looks really nice. It's super bold.
Did a really good job again pulling that orange in and moving that color up and through so that people have other stuff to tie into. Jamie Hickey did the cats on my chest. Denny did the dagger, and the giant roses were done by Wes, along with both of my ribs.
And how old are your ribs?
I had both my ribs done before my arms. So, 2 years plus.
I'm gonna ask you a dumb question, but I want to just know, why did you choose to do your ribs first?
I wanted coverage before I started doing my arms.
What's the difference between that mindset and the mindset of people getting
My
their hands
tattoos
done
were for
first?
me
Tattoos are for you.
and not for everyone else. I got tattoos because I liked them and not what other people.
That's the magic answer.
That's why my shit's unique and mine and not. Dan Wesley did the traveling Buddha on my chest. No, I'm not Buddhist, but it's a good luck charm because I wrecked a motorbike, and that is my collarbone that still is not attached to my body. So Buddha is there to help me in my travels.
Oh.
It's like the second tattoo I got. This is a cover-up of a Do Not Resuscitate tattoo that my baby's mama was like, hey, I know they won't not bring you back, but can you take that off your body, please? And I obliged.
I mean, I kind of was behind that whole thing.
Yeah, I know, you pusher.
I mean, I wasn't a pusher,
Yeah,
but like
I
I
know.
was in support of, yeah, go ahead and cover that while you're at it.
And then Rich Cook did my back.
Rich Cook. Where does Rich work again?
He owns Greystone.
Greystone, that's right.
and lots of back.
All right, let me get a little bit before we get to the Gerties. All right. And when was this done?
Oh fuck, I'm not good.
That was done at the show, right?
We did part of it in the Empire Tattoo, but it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
5 or 6 years. And
It's older than that. I don't know. I'm horrible with dates.
Is
Right.
the leatherfish sort of like when life gets
this is what Ben looks like for 5
No,
years.
he's a chef. It's kind of a much. That's the fish hiding from the ingredient. He doesn't want to die.
All right, let's go down your arms
Oh.
if we didn't already. I think I did on
I
this
think
arm.
he did.
All right. And this arm.
There's one that's my favorite on that arm. Ben, do you remember which one?
I want you to tell me. Which one.
I see it when you lift your arm up a lot.
Rich Cook did my hand. He really tied into the wrist right there with that knuckle and all that. All the script on the outside of my hand was done by Denny. Hand's probably 6 or 7 years old. Derb did my fingers. Hiker and Hike, and then Ohio. And Davey Rips did my Bulldog, and then Toby did my Lily for my daughter.
And we can't really see your head, but let's try
Which one?
both. And what's the story here again?
Which one is that? The rat?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only good rat's a dead one.
Is it a hood rat?
No, no, just any rat.
All right, let's see the other side.
This is a celebration of life. It's a blooming cactus flower. So
That's pretty.
Fawn did that. So we got inspiration for this here, actually. And
It's kind of nice because there's a whole bunch that are just on the verge of blooming right now. I watched them the last couple of days.
Austin, you want to go?
You want to show off your tatties?
I don't have nearly as
You can
much
just do your
coverage.
arms or something.
Show them off.
can I put my clothes back on now?
No,
No, you have to keep them off.
just kidding. Kyle says no, so.
I've got hot stuff riding a Peter Rabbit on my buttocks.
That's just something we'll talk about.
Yeah, so you see me putting my clothes on. And then I've got an angry gorilla on my other butt cheek. So yeah,
All right, what's wrong with showing your butt tattoos? I showed mine at Jade and Moon's
outside of a 5-star resort, that's what's wrong with it. We're not inside of a building where I can be private about where my privates are being projected.
Why are you projecting private?
All right, Austin,
I'm
let's see
showing
your
my
arms. At
butt.
least look your arm, that one. Over here.
I'm staying in the good light. We get my dirty socks off. the
Ben
table.
Thomas, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. What's that?
Ben?
Still,
Ben?
All
All right, this is Austin Yancey, Bumblebee tattooer.
Hello.
And let's talk a little bit about his arm because,
You should start
I like
with just
it.
talking about your journey first and then jump into your arm.
Oh,
all right,
yeah,
let's go with
so-
the journey first.
let's go with
Are we
the
talking about
journey
like from
first.
the beginning of when I started tattooing and started
Like
getting
your
this? or,
collecting
like-
journey.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
starts with tattooing. Your collecting.
So I started out, I got tattooed on my 18th birthday, and that was like the beginning of really this arm. I got this koi fish tattoo with the cherry blossoms and stuff. The initial waves were all that I had. The stuff in the back was to come later on. I got that, and then when I turned like 19, I think I got this one. And again, thought it was really cool at the time, but back then there were a lot of flaws with the teeth, the way the snake just flowed. The overall layout of the whole design was just terrible. It was pretty rough, but I kept pushing through because I didn't really know exactly like what a good tattoo was yet. I was just excited that I was, young and had tattoos, and I was like, cool. and kept doing it. And then, got a weird peony with a Hanyu mask that, again, the previous outline was just sort of scattered and didn't really have a structure to it at all. Same thing with the Hanyu mask. And they were just weird, like ropes and shit going everywhere that were sort of just random. And then Pagoda on the inside. But
then we met.
Yeah, then I met this fantastic human being, and she restored and made everything cohesive and had a flow and just
Made it not suck.
Yeah, it made it not dog shit anymore, and to the point where I didn't feel embarrassed to hide my arm in public anymore. But it's definitely been a journey. I think we've done like 6 sessions, just hammering shit into it.
I don't keep track. But like, to be fair, like some of our sessions, we hang out more than we work.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that. Like, I'm just excited to hang out every time I see you. Honestly, I don't really care. Like,
I talk about Austin a lot on the show. He's like one of my favorite people to hang out with and talk about color and light and like. I just feel like there are some people that just intuitively understand color and can intuitively then bend the rules of color to make things that like nobody's ever experienced before. And I think that's something that like Austin's imagination and my imagination kind of have in common. So it's like this weird, like it's the nerdiest things that that we get crazy about, but we get so excited. It's like 2 little kids like discovering their favorite like fire truck Hot Wheels car, and we're talking about like this specific color and how to use it and how it like transitions from this to that, and then add this and see what happens. I honestly don't know somebody else that I get that excited, like that physically excited to talk about color and like, how we're gonna like evoke different emotions with our color choices. And all color tattooers and all color artists, I believe, are passionate about color, but I think Austin and I share like something special in how we communicate with color. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, there's
we
really,
talk about Austin all the time.
There's really not a lot of people that understand color like you do, I feel like. So to be able to pick your brain, I've learned a tremendous amount just in what I do regularly now from you that I don't think I would have caught on to as quickly had I not have met you. And I'm very grateful and fortunate for our friendship.
But how much of that advice was like, just do it? Like, tells you to do it, just do it.
Well, I don't know. You just turned me on to ideas that I wouldn't typically have thought of, like putting like weird grays and stuff like that into colors to mute them out and doing things like that. Or like talking about like, I'll like run across like a color theory through you and you'll tell me like, okay, yeah, you're right because of the contrast on this and that. And I find myself second guessing a lot of the times when you're confirming me. So if anything, you've helped me build confidence too. So that's really nice as well.
Good, man. That makes me feel super good. You got it. You got something magic in the way your brain works. So I think just keep pushing it.
Thanks, man.
But anyways, back to your tatties.
I think probably one of my favorite tattoos is
Oh, I thought you were showing off your bio piece.
Oh, yeah. It's
All
80s flamingo smoking a blunt in a bucket hat. My friend
Come out of the sun like over
Drew
here a little bit.
Susie in South Carolina did this. But I fucking love flamingos and shit, and I just thought it was a sick tattoo, and it's probably definitely one of my favorites. But yeah.
All right. I could show the one that you did.
Hands up, Yancy. Get your
What's that
pants
more?
up.
Did you talk about that arm yet?
Well, this arm has just been a fun ride.
The mouse is still.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
I got that from Steve, the tattoo giant. He's in he's in Columbus, but what part of Columbus is he from? Whitehall, I think.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
rap.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Hell yeah.
Hometown, baby.
But yeah.
What's his name?
Steve.
Awesome.
Right? Dude's like,
Does he have a shop that he's
yeah, I think
associated with?
I think it's White Raven. I feel bad for not remembering it because I have a few friends that work there. My buddy Parker, he actually did this cover up on it. It was
That's
a
pretty rad.
cover up of an hourglass. He did a little alien reaver.
Doesn't want an alien.
Right? I think it's fucking cool. And just the way that he used the side of the hourglass for the staff itself. Or sickle. Just really cool.
That's a super good example of like taking the lines that are there and using them in the new design. It's a super
Instead of trying to
helpful
hide them.
trick. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
super helpful trick in making a cover up successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like actually like, okay, let's forget what this is, but let's look at where these lines are and what I can change them into. Sometimes that like camouflaging is way better than just blasting over.
Well, I thought the way that he did it was really interesting. Like he had a whole mock-up on his iPad with a fully drawn and rendered color study and outline and everything. And that still he just drew it on with Sharpie onto my leg.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, he was
This
like,
is what we're doing. And then they draw the exact picture on you. And you're
Yeah.
like, yes.
I was like, okay. Well,
It
I
always
think that's the
fits
best
better
way to
that
get
way,
it to
though.
fit your
Yes.
body.
if it,
Like here's the rough mock-up. This
Yeah.
is what I'm gonna make happen. Are you ready? All right, let's go.
fit way fucking better.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of my favorites is the turn up about to go into it. So it's about to turn up.
That's great. Okay, you win. Like that's
See why we
great.
love him?
We're about to turn up. Turn up.
Oh,
The
buddy, why did that
radio.
happen?
Yeah, no, that's funny. Trying to make room in the way. Sorry.
All right. Thanks, Austin.
Yeah, dude, thanks.
Yeah, tattoos and stuff. So here we are at the beautiful Fillmore. Talking about tattoos.
Want to show your leg off? Can you talk about that again?
Sure.
What's that?
Look at that sun. Just melt your drink. Vaughn, would you like to talk about your piece while you sleep?
Well, I was actually just kind of like taking in how nicely it's healing up. This is the piece that Guy and I worked on collaboratively a few weeks ago. A couple weeks ago? A few weeks ago? What do you think? Probably one more session on this area, and then we're probably going to talk Lauren into letting us make this bigger. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I see this continue.
This is the whole last leg right here.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of empty leg that could just get absorbed into this really dope thing that's happening.
Thanks,
I
man.
really think the
Hi,
little
Drew.
like sunbeam.
I'm just trying to help you out, man.
No, I'm down with that. That's cool. That's kind of what I want.
No, it fits the body. So I'm real weird about placement and how things fit on the body. So
Flow and everything.
He was very particular
flows
about
and
it too.
sits and holds right. It's in the correct spots. Like, let's let that keep happening. Let's let that keep happening.
Whoa!
Hey,
Upside down.
And that's our trick shot for the night, ladies and gentlemen.
New tricks, everyone.
If
New
anybody
tricks.
called it was going to happen at 3:36, you win the prize. We should do
New
that.
trick
Camera
them?
spin of the night. Take
Yeah.
bets on when it's going to happen. I'd let that happen.
The camera spin? When the camera spin happens.
So do you see what I did? See what I did? Look at that. You know what that is? You know what that is? See that? See that, ladies and gentlemen? That's what happens when you drop the blunt. Got me.
That was fast.
Now?
No, this was last night.
Oh,
Oh.
This is 2.5 Jack Daniels deep.
Oh, that's the problem.
No,
It was
it
the
wasn't
Jack that
it
got
was
you.
not the Jack that got me.
It was
the blunt
Jack that got you.
So, what's our?
It
guys-
definitely contributed.
How long do you want to show you back?
Yeah,
Sure,
Fawn.
yeah.
Getting this good light.
Good Phoenix light, and you should probably talk about it.
Okay.
This is my bad.
As we go through our walk on our way to the ballroom, you're going to hear me get a little heated about a few things. And I want to apologize ahead of time because I really love this place. I do. Even though some of the new renovations I'm not excited about, I still love
This
the
is gonna be a
building.
big bug.
It was the wrong color, Ben.
wasn't blue.
It was the wrong color.
We'll
You
find
know
out
what?
more.
That's what we should do next.
We-
We should
we're-
go from here to
We
the
were here
Catalina
for
pool.
5 minutes and you were like, fuck. It's not even the right century. It's not the right color. They didn't put it on the island.
It's a passionate topic.
Walked past the counter, and she was like, "This."
I was like, "Is that turquoise?"
This
I
will
see.
not fucking do. She'd have been smoking. That's exactly
It was actually
she
this.
cocked a
It
whole
was
hip.
just.
Cocked a whole hip.
But anyways, okay. So the special thing about my back is
The reason she came is
I love this place. I love architecture. I love mid-century architecture, is like particularly. I also feel like if Frank Lloyd Wright and I were alive at the same time, we could have been friends.
He might be
Yeah.
someone else right now.
Like Ben.
He probably is.
He could be Ben.
probably not.
But anyways, so my idea for my back piece, I wanted to do something Frank Lloyd Wright inspired. I wanted to do something geometric. So when Russ and I were, and Russ Abbott is who did it for me, but when he and I were discussing ideas, I was like searching for like all my favorites, like stained glass designs, some like block tiles from some of his different prairie homes. And then when I went down to Georgia to like start the project, we still didn't have any like solid design. It was one of those like, we don't have a design, but come on down for a guest spot. If we start something, we do. If we don't, we don't. And I was cool with that. So Russ and I have our consultation, and we still didn't really have any solid ideas. And he's going through all the pictures I sent him, and he's like, I just don't see any of these like making a good back piece. Like, I just don't see how any of these things would work. And I was like, I don't want any of those verbatim. These are just like the things that I like. Like these are just of his designs, the things that really pull my trigger the most. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, I was just trying to give you an idea of my taste. Like, it doesn't have to be any specific one of these. So he was like, all right. He goes, have you ever been to the Biltmore? I was like, of course I've been to the Biltmore, Hill City, duh. And he was like, all right. So he goes home, and he, like, it was like 8:30 or 9 at night. It was getting a little bit late, but not super late. And I got this like mock-up, like a Wacom tablet version of what turned into my back piece. And he took the signature Biltmore tile and tessellated on itself several times. So what we have is a design that's like fully symmetric in all directions. And it's based on this magic tile that was so special to Frank Lloyd Wright because he designed it based on the mathematic equation for the refraction of light. It's getting really hard to say this because I've smoked a lot of weed in the last few minutes. So I have to really concentrate and make sure.
Mathematical equation for the refraction of light.
Yes, it's like a tongue twister, but not.
It's just a lot of words
So
to
anyways,
describe something.
it's just a magic sacred design that was really special to him. So our cameraman's struggling. Here. Go like
I thought
this.
it was all going downhill. I thought it was all going downhill.
So anyways,
made me laugh.
So anyways, this block was super special, and they tried to get the privileges to use the block for the building of this facility. And finally, I don't know how all of that went down. I don't know how much was paid. I need to get a book. I should know all of this off the top of my head.
You should make your own book at this point.
What I should do is just film the educational video for the Biltmore. I should be like, hi.
To have
I'm
us
fun.
be like, they're like, no, fam, you should stay at the Biltmore.
You should. And here's why.
We could do the
Let
little
us
video.
share all of these magical experiences with you. Did we tell you about the Biltmore bees yet? We will.
We found a way to charge you more money for honey. So what we did was we brought our own motherfucking bees and said, you know what would make these more expensive? Have them live here. Shit. They got to pay rent too, right? So now we charge this honey by the drop.
By the drop.
I'm sure it's like the orange juice that's $38 for a 4-ounce fucking glass of it. I love this.
Hold on. You bring up the orange juice.
It's delicious.
But all the oranges were grown here on the compound.
So you're telling me they're free? Because the trees are here, just alive?
No, because they baby them, they manicure them, They love those trees.
I hear the words you're using.
That's orange juice made of love.
Okay.
That's mid-century
Look around.
love.
Look around. What do you see? What do you see? Like some fucking blue skies, sunshine, fucking air, you know? Like it's gorgeous here. You know, it's kind of like the perfect environment to, I don't know, say have a tropical plant. Maybe like a citrus plant.
Like a lime?
I
saw some pomegranates earlier.
How much do they charge you for those?
I don't know.
Did you just look at them?
They have them
I'll
here.
show you.
Do you guys want to go for a walk?
Maybe
Yes,
because it
let's-
could be.
let's make
finish
our way
this
to the
first.
Catalina
Let's
pool.
finish this first.
And while we're at the Catalina pool, I'll show you my back. Because I still haven't shown you. I just talked about why it's special. Did you try to smoke it out of existence before it was ready?
Guys,
Ben-
that's a new thing.
Ben and his uvula have been having a battle of wills lately.
I legit about passed out. Hold on. Oh, that was fun. Yay, we.
All right. Well, we'll finish this, then we'll head over to the Catalina pool. And then we will head to the ballroom. We'll slowly take our time heading there. The reason I want to see the Catalina pool first is because then you'll understand why I'm upset about the wrong color choice.
Do we need to do anything for this?
Nope.
We should probably finish the.
We just got to finish this because we don't want to be rude to the other guests.
I mean, Arizona is a recreational state.
Yeah,
We're not breaking-
recreational or not, but there's still manners.
I know. That's what I was getting.
That's why I love the
Video though.
It's a thing, and that's where I was headed. And you just wind and sails and took it away and all that.
Sorry, go on your spiel. I want to hear it.
No, you did it.
I want to hear it.
You made it. Spiel's made
Stay the
it.
course. Go for it.
I know. It's just really cool. We people's faces in this movie.
It is.
And I mean, we're very privileged to be able to sit here and indulge in public. But
I mean, even before it was recreational here, we did anyway, so didn't we?
no.
But we're
I did.
Don't say that on camera.
discretion.
I did.
Law-abiding citizens. I've never done a legal thing in my life.
Never twice.
Never twice. That's how you get caught.
Well, if you guys walk around this building,
What's wrong with
there's a gate that leads into the Catalina pool. And then I'm gonna walk through this building and make sure we lock Cassie in because she's our favorite mascot. If you've ever attended Hell City, you've seen this adorable little Boston Terrier at the front desk. Her name's Cassie. She's staying in our room.
Mhm.
She's a little princess.
Mhm.
So we got to keep it ultra locked up for her. So
Well,
Okay.
we'll looks like we were about.
You
3
guys
minutes
head
from
that
You
way?
want to carry this, Ben, and I'll get it back from you?
Yeah, sure.
You know, okay.
I got you. It's fine. I'll carry things.
It does a lot of stuff. Like
You
it
have a
moves.
key-
I've noticed it does a lot of stuff.
Do you have a key card on you?
Me?
Into the pool?
You see this fanny pack?
Are you going to show your fanny pack off on camera?
No, I'm not, because it's going to show everything that's in my fanny pack.
Well, close it up then. What are you talking about?
What?
Close it up so we can see it.
How about you go somewhere, Carl?
I don't know. No, it's not always.
Here, can you hold this for 2 seconds? Because I wasn't ready.
It's not connected.
Austin, I love those glasses, man.
There we
We should
go.
call you Edna.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Austin's back.
Okay, meet you around the corner.
Yeah. We're gonna just walk and watch Austin. Awkwardly close to his ear. No. Bamboozle. Austin got me. I don't know how I got in charge of being the cameraman.
Just because you're the best at it.
As I'm sending you like this crooked shot,
Yeah.
this sloppy tripod. There we go. So they pull this way. I pointed the camera there like you could see where I was showing you. This is a beautiful Biltmore. It's gorgeous in every way, shape, and form.
Fucking huge too.
Huge. Oh, why, hey there, friends. This is fun. So this is the Catalina pool, or
Hot diggity.
the Marilyn Monroe pool, if you will. I'm going to stand in the shade, and you guys can do whatever you want after that. But this pool is the most expensive pool ever built, or something like that, because the tile that was used for this was inacquirable. They called and they were inacquirable.
Oh, inacquirable.
Unable to get. And they were like, hey, we want this very specific blue tile. And the people that made it were like, no. And they're like, nah, we really want this very specific blue tile. And it came from this one island that had the right conditions to make this. And so eventually they negotiated to buy the entire island instead of purchasing the tiles. So they bought the island that the tiles were manufactured on. And then we're like, you can't tell us what to do with our tiles. So that's what happened. So in a land purchasing makes this the most expensive pool of all times. This is fun. It's back. It's all backy. Which is based on the Biltmore block. Which is not these tiles that I'm talking about, but these other things completely. But now I got to go swimming and I'm jealous. No one told me we were coming. No one told me we were coming to take a dip, but I love these tiles. You want to get up and up with them.
Very much royal.
Note the specific blue.
Note the specific blue, a cobalt, if you will.
Did I mention this was my favorite pool?
I didn't know we were going to swim, or I would have came prepared.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
it feels good. It's hot as fuck out right now.
It's 99, guys. It was 116 last time.
Dude, it feels like it's like way hotter than 99 now. It feels like it's like 104. Like the fact that I'm sweating behind my knees, like I didn't even know I could fucking do that. Like that's insane. Like I've never done that before in my life. This is like a new kind of fucking like fuck you heat. Like
so usually they talk about the dry heat in Arizona, but it's monsoon
Except
season
it's
right now.
monsoon season.
So it's very humid.
I thought monsoon season was over.
I thought monsoon season was over.
We're in the middle of monsoon season.
Should we slowly mosey our way to
I will
ballroom?
do whatever you want to do, Fantastic.
Well, still got my key card.
yeah.
Let's run this
'Cause
game.
look, you gotta have the swim trunks with the zip pocket.
You're never gonna lose your shit with the zip.
You gotta have the zip.
Zip legit.
Stay zip.
I'm following y'all. I got the camera.
Okay.
Boring to see nothing. So
Have you gotten to try the new water slide?
I have gotten to try the new water slide. I would say that I am
gotta
at
see that.
maximum body size capacity for the new water slide. Anyone larger than me would probably not have the most comfortable time. I almost puked. Not gonna lie.
Go through the pool area.
I don't care what we do. I'm following you.
All right, let's go through the pool.
Can you get in over here? I don't think you can. I think you got to go through the front now.
Okay, well.
She's carrying a bunch of equipment. Should we not go through the pool and just, go? Yeah, Austin, carry stuff. Jeez, gentlemen. Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kyle. How bad
Yes.
does Ohio suck right now in comparison to fucking this?
It's not that bad. It's okay.
Oh.
Look at all the cactus flowers.
Hey, as Austin will tell you, if you pet a cactus, it will prick you.
Dude, it's fucked up, all right? Because like these little bastards right here, those fucking round guys, they don't look like they have spikes, and you can touch them and grab it. I'm like, oh shit, I can just take one of these fuckers. Nope. Fucking, it's like, it's almost like a trap. Like they'll get on your hands, and then the minute you try and grab something, it's just like, dude, they all sink into your hand. Like I had like 8 of these fuckers because I was like, oh no, no big deal. Yeah, these little bastards. Right here.
Fawn will teach you where to touch it. Notice that she didn't die. It's a little desertation for you. That's desert education for those of you that don't keep up with Fin lingo. Lingo, if you will. That's a Sprite. There's a big deal about those around here. There's a bunch of them.
I think they rearranged them. They're in different locations.
They re-hid the Sprites. And no, they are not a beverage produced by Coca-Cola.
Chessboard.
What?
Where's the chessboard?
They took it out and put it in a bar. They're like, fun, we could have a profit center.
We know, Todd. We know.
It's
Oh, look.
Little pit speak.
Cactus. That is called an RPZ. That's a backflow pressure reducer, right?
It's your plumbing knowledge.
This is where you exit the pool.
Can I get a gate like that? I should be able to.
I'll make you a gate.
Can you make me a gate like that?
I'll make you a gate. I love filming people that are filming people.
I'll get stuck in that endless loop.
It's a picture of a picture of a picture.
All the souls trapped within. All right. So there's this new renovation that happened in the main courtyard. And
Take the long loop.
it's nice. Whatever. But do you remember the story about the Catalina pool and blue tiles? Do you remember that story?
You know the one I just told.
You do, because it was like 3 minutes to go. Anyways, I can't wait for you to see the colors.
What is that behind her?
Oh, these are the
You're
lovely
gonna be
Biltmore
equally
shops.
disappointed.
Just in case you forgot to pack something, they've got everything you need. 400% retail markup.
For the record, the ladies at the coffee shop every morning are fantastic.
Amazing.
Highly recommend. Best latte. But look,
Wow, that's all new.
Whoa.
Oh, that's all new.
Those of you that can't notice, these towels are not blue.
why wouldn't they be blue?
They're teal. Or green.
Green.
if you will.
Surgical green
And
to
this used to
me.
be like this nice wide open garden.
S'mores.
We made
They
s'mores.
had a s'more cart,
And now,
dark cart that would roll up and make you
hand rolls.
Bar.
rolled cigars. Yeah. I bet there's still cool activities out here. If I can bring myself to getting over the fact that these are turquoise and not blue. You know, and it don't even have to be a similar blue. It didn't have to be the exact.
Fawn's not even upset, guys. It hasn't even bothered her. She hasn't really even brought it up the whole time we've been here.
Every time I walk past it, it's a solid few minutes of a rain. And it's getting better. It went from like 15 minutes to like 3. So by the end of the weekend, it's just going to be like a snide mention every time.
She's just going to start snarling her lip.
She's a rock. So there are some cool changes on the walk towards the ballroom once we get past like the main garden area. New renovation.
There's a food truck that I've seen 300 times that not one time has been able to serve me a sandwich. I don't know what's going on with that. These are the villas or the little villas.
Little blossom.
These are rosemary I'm going to steal for my omelet in the
They
morning.
smell so good. I'll help.
Tons of it.
That tree wanted to hit me.
We'll leave the lavender where it is though.
Yeah, it
We'll
needs
take
to be
it.
here. It's killing bugs and shit. But yeah,
The sculpture up here is new. What up, lady? We got
Who
the
is
infamous
this?
Kelly B.
KB. Say hi to the people, Kelly.
I'm gonna grab the dog real quick. Okay, are you gonna bring her? Yeah, I'm gonna bring her up. Wait, I want to talk to you about your collection. Come back. Okay. A while. Okay.
7 minutes. That's a statue.
So Kelly B has worked with Hell City longer than either of us,
Yep.
right?
KBOG, as we like to refer to her as.
She's awesome.
I don't think
we were
anybody's
talking about,
ever referred to her as that, but you know.
We were talking about our roommate Cassie earlier. Cassie, Kelly B.
You mean Kelly B belongs to Cassie?
Both.
Let's get that straight.
Symbiotic.
For those of you that don't know, symbiotic means a partnering relationship where both need each other.
Have been both beneficially. What is it? Yeah, benefit.
Good
Benefit.
words,
Benefit.
English.
Oh, 3 boxes.
Oh yeah, bees. You
So
can't see
more
them because there's a tree in front of them now.
Those are
Boop.
capital B's.
But bee boxes. I don't know if you can see them, but they're back there and they're yellow. And now they charge you more for honey. So it's a nice little short walk.
If you're brave, you could try to do this.
I've wanted to skate this so many times, but I suck at skateboarding, nor do I ever bring a skateboard. But so like by the time you get to the convention center, you pretty much already need to change your shirt. Because you just, you know.
I'm almost dry already.
She says that with sopping wet t-shirt on. I'm almost dry. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hell City, Phoenix. There's some stuff there. There's some stuff there. There's some more stuff.
Preview. Everything's still in setup. It's going to be even nicer tomorrow.
Hey, there's people we know.
You guys want to join us for our sneak preview? Yeah, sure. We're on episode 99.
99.
We got to put this in a pretty big milestone. I don't know if you know about things like that, but
This is the True Tubes booth, where you buy tubes of truth. Jess holds the fort down up here. Tells people to fuck off a lot.
oh, not even twice.
I don't know how I got stuck being a cameraman.
You want me to be the cameraman for a little bit?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're doing great at it, Ben. Keep going.
If I hold the camera, I'm not on the camera.
We're showing our Catalina pool, so I can explain why we weren't happy with the turquoise new addition. And yeah, I jumped in, jumped back out.
Fawn took an unexpected dip and didn't bite the rest of us.
Oh, she's fine.
It's spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Should we walk through?
I'm following you.
All right. Well, one of those things super cool to see. Setup is far enough along right now that I think when are artists ready? Or able
Artist
to check
check-in
at
is
5?
5 p.m.
So we're a few hours ahead of that, and everything's totally ready to go. Like a lot of times it shows you'll see people scrambling and like there's all these last minute things being done. There are things that have been forgotten, but the whole vibe this whole time is like the only headache is we've been ahead of schedule all along.
Yeah, our whole
So,
crew's on break right now. Hence
Yeah.
why I'm able to hold this camera and talk smack with you.
yeah, so it's been really cool, but the only frustration is just hold on a few hours. So that's actually been pretty nice. If you look around, everything's ready for the artists to come in.
That's the exit sign.
It's just crazy because usually it's frantic in the last few hours before opening the doors for the artists, and then it gets even more frantic before opening the doors for the public. And I feel like we're so fortunate that our crew is so seasoned. I feel like I've been standing around doing nothing.
Okay, guys, this is where the magic happens. At some point this weekend, I expect someone to break this thing down. I want to hear it. Baby Grand, what's the point of having her around? I know someone around here can play the piano.
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Unless you want chopsticks or Axel Foley.
So we are going to have an art gallery. So artists, if you're attending, bring some artwork with you.
If you just want to sit here, we can do that too.
We have this many screens set up, but we have even more. We'd love to see this whole hallway filled with art. So if you're making the trip, bring some of your fine art, bring some of your paintings, any photography, anything you've got ready to share.
I was having this discussion with another established artist earlier. What is the difference and where is the gap between just art and fine art? What makes it fine? What makes it fine?
Presentation, medium.
Pride. I think pride. I think pride is the line that jumps from like there's craft art, which is, you know, you're making it out of the same kind of passions. But when you want to consider yourself a fine artist, you kind of have to be like pushing the boundaries a little bit. You know, you have to be doing something that the average person can't do. That's what makes it fine.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't suck at it yet.
Yeah.
Or
We get our
anymore.
title as well.
What's that mean?
Gallery showing.
That's a big word.
So if you're using mediums that will make sure they're non-acidic, that won't eventually eat your paintings away, making sure that your canvas is also primed, you know, according to the mediums that you're using.
By prime, what do you mean?
Primed
Like
with, you know, a primer, as they say.
like a white layer? Like
White
Bob Rice starts with
layer,
Arctic
yeah,
White or
eggshells
whatever?
crushed up with a little bit of egg yolk and
Or gypsum. Gypsum and RNG.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, as we've muttered here, we've slipped into the main ballroom.
Oh yeah.
Slid
By accident.
slid right on
back door
it.
by accident.
Slipped right in the back door.
Oh, there's so much you want to know packed into that, but it's really an accident.
I love that in your innuendo you use packed in. So here we are, sliding in the back door, packing in backdoor jokes.
So, one of the new things you're going to notice this year, if you've attended in the past, we have done away with the big projector screens.
Because they suck.
We've got giant big screen TVs instead.
Giant fucking TVs.
So this means that we're going to have full light in the ballrooms. There's not going to be that dimmed romantic lighting that everybody's used to.
You'll be able to see.
Right? Daylight simulated, bright TVs. It's pretty exciting. Pretty nice. Also, how much easier were they to set up?
Jabillion. I just stood there and held it.
I don't remember. So one of the days, we're going to be doing an art fusion experiment. I haven't seen her yet, but Megan Jean Morris is here.
Oh yeah,
So we're
and Amanda.
Yes, we're adopting Megan Jean into our group because apparently she doesn't have any caretakers. So this trip, we're gonna have friends.
The super
When
close.
she's there, you talk to her.
By yourself.
Oh, I am too. I'm boothless or boothmakeless.
Well,
Yeah.
so we're gonna collab this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to get on Amanda with me?
I mean, if that was a real invitation, I would love
That's
to.
a super
But like,
real
no
invitation.
pressure.
That's a super real invitation.
I got greens all day. What? Look at this guy. You might recognize this guy from a little documentary.
Why don't you walk up so everyone's in the same frame? There we go.
Gonna get a close up.
Why would I do that?
I thought you could read my mind.
I'm sorry, Fawn. You have to tell me things. You have to tell me things. It's not always there. Good to see you, brother.
If we turn around here, we see Derb doing business, talking to the people, helping everybody find their places.
Doing his things,
Look at
being
how happy he is.
generally the man.
You
He's
see the
probably
level of stress.
he's
Zero.
probably just talking about choking somebody.
He probably is.
He does have that look of pre-choke talk to him. So
Would you
this
like
is
to talk to us?
this is Derb. Derb doesn't even know he's live on air right now.
You wanna join
Probably
us live
probably
now?
someone should tell him that he's live on air right now.
You guys know we are live from Hell City, Phoenix, Arizona, 2022. We are.
Morrison.
Yep, we're all set up. Everything's pretty much ready to roll. We got about an hour till early artists check in. We got over 200 artists this weekend, and a hell of a pool party planned. Yeah, the pool party is cool because people get a chance. No other convention you get to
Mingle.
like outside of like a bar or outside of the ballroom. Like when you're swimming, you feel like a little kid. So it's a whole different type of hanging out. So check it out. You guys are here. Get here now.
Now,
Of course, having fun. And Motley Crue's here.
yeah, Motley Crue is staying over on the other side.
If Poison, I tattooed the drum.
Call him.
what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. Or, no, Thomas, I haven't seen that. Oh, that. Who made me? Yes.
Does he have one arm?
Yes, he has one arm. Okay, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Get your shit straight, bruh.
I just drove 14 hours, but I hear Jen Jet's here, and I'm just gonna pretend that that's real, like in the building. I'm gonna scream, Joe! Joe!
No, but here's the thing too about the billboard is
Speak up so the camera can hear you.
Yeah.
So what Derb is saying is that the I'm trying to get you all in frame.
So
Is that the Rolling Stones were here in 2019 when we were throwing the fest, and they mentioned us on stage.
we actually spoke about it, yeah.
And they were like, "There's a bloody tattoo campaign, you should get a fucking tattoo." So yeah, it was pretty rad. It was pretty rad. It was a few days ago. You had it up.
Mick Jagger knows our name.
This is
Right, yeah. Oh, Mick Jagger knows my name.
Yeah, here it is right here. So here's the footage.
So yeah, come hang out with tattooers and rock stars.
Yeah, that's what we do here. We tattoo and rockstar.
Dude, I've been here when Metallica's been here,
What?
Red Hot Chili Peppers,
What?
Stones.
What?
I think most of the U.S. presidents have stayed here at the Billboard too.
Yep, We're not allowed to talk about that, Derb.
Oh,
What
okay.
happens here stays here.
I'm
It's
talking
not
about the
Vegas.
president of Hell City.
There we go.
We're
Oh,
talking
this guy.
about-
Yeah, this guy. This guy. Jesus is also here sometimes. Only when we invite him in the room.
Have you tried the new water slide yet?
Yes.
Did it give you a wedgie?
So we came here 2 months ago on a site visit, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stairs to climb.
It does. It's a nice
So I
deterrent.
was hoping they were gonna have like a little elevator. up.
That's what I'm saying. The extra $100 a night can't get me an elevator to the top of the slide.
It's all red. Yeah, Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
there's like old chairs that like old people sit
I
on
wanna
for
be
the
in a
stairs.
Yes. Wait. So is there handicap access to the water slides?
Man, I'm going to turn 50 soon. They
That's
should
what I'm
be.
saying.
That climbing is-
Cart me up there. Cart me up there.
I just think of the robotic chair that comes in and out of the pool, you know? Like,
the where they're rotated.
Yeah.
I've seen videos at Hell City, like late night pool parties where people are like getting in them and like, you're like
Non-authorized by Hell City
some
actions.
shit's gonna go down.
oh, shit, our golf
Hell
club
City
literally
does
told
not
us that we had a
endorse the
21
actions of
for all
others
nasty
at the pool party. You are all
And he
adults.
showed us, he's like, and this is where sin can
But
happen.
you know what's funny about that? It closes at 6 p.m. Yeah, they told me that like the Saguaro pool closes at 6. It's like the adult pool here.
So now the
It closes
adult
at 6.
pool
I'm like, the adult pool's a kiddie unless you're going home
Right.
to tuck the adults in.
closes at 6.
p.m.
The kids pool you can get into all night.
No, exactly. But the kiddie pool's open all like the Paradise
It's like
pool.
early bird special, but
Yeah.
what?
It's so what it is. It's not the adult pool. It's
Yeah.
the seniors
It's
pool,
the seniors
and they couldn't
Yeah.
call it that,
You just said
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
because that's rude. Call people old.
Hey, want to get away from everybody else at the other pool?
If you don't like kids,
That's
you can
the
hang
way
out here.
It gets freaky, and that's why he mentioned it.
Uh-oh.
It's the senior pool,
And seniors swing.
Say it again.
I couldn't. It was hard the fucking
I was
first
trying.
time.
I was gonna
The
try.
senior
I gave up.
senior
Senior
swing.
swinger party
Ooh,
at the Saguaro
Ooh.
Swinger Senior Party Club.
the Saguaro pool. Sounds like we're gonna need some water cleaner.
Made it sound
Yeah.
even more famous.
I just want to hide in there, I guess. Yeah.
So there's 3 slides on the new, they call it the Spire slide. So if you go to the top, Ben, you did this the other day.
Yeah.
The top one's like a tube that you stand in. You kind of like lean it back. It's kind of like a platform.
Just
And
drops
you
out.
hear it go 3, 2, and
Yeah, unless the chick's talking to you and like distracting you and starts the button without kind of really telling you, and she's like, you know, I want to like hold your sunglasses and make sure you're boom, gone. And I was like,
Like a turn
"Ooh,
down the toilet."
you trickster.
but then you come out in that big bowl. So
Yeah.
big bowl at the bottom.
hmm
And you're still like,
It was a lot of fun.
have you done it yet?
Unfortunately, I had just finished 2 double animal styles with a large strawberry milkshake and a large fry when I decided to spin myself in this high velocity fun ride. So when I got to the bottom and I was like,
Dude, I almost passed out on the first because I walked up all the stairs out of breath
yeah.
and I jumped into the tightest slide
Mm,
they have.
mhm, mhm.
And by the end of it, I was like, don't was trying to look up. I was like, don't pass out. Like the G4, you'll feel it. You feel
Oh
it?
yeah. Luckily, when we absolutely.
Yeah, it literally makes you about pass out.
When I got to the top,
Catch your breath when you get to the top.
when I got to the top, I looked at the young man that was operating the slide and was like, "I'm gonna breathe for a second, bud.
Yeah,
I am catching my air."
This is the first time I've done water sports without glasses.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lie.
I breathe.
You've done water sports without glasses.
Not those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see everything, guys.
Everything.
Oh.
Your broke his glasses.
This is why I buy literally. This is why I buy $10 sunglasses.
Yeah, the same.
My wife one time talked to me into like $80. I'm like, man. Like 2 days later, I can tell this.
Yeah, exactly. Just like
So I just get a little cheap.
I'm so used to wearing mine on my head. They're like they're just there all the time.
Mine are Scrippies.
Mine go in my pocket and they always fall out.
I just brought 6 pairs.
I brought 2.
Only?
I brought these ones and I wore them.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta run up to the missions.
Jared, thanks for being on,
We're
man.
gonna follow you and then we're gonna set up
Okay, let's go.
our other post.
Will this stop? Hey, Kyle. Kyle, give me a wave.
He's not even paying attention. Fuck Kyle.
What's up? How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Our favorite Chris Taylor, our accidental travel partner.
Yeah, Chris has been on the show several times. He's an OG from way back. Did you know we are on episode 99?
99?
99. And in celebration, it is 99 degrees outside. Yeah. Yeah. Next week's 100.
You said you were meeting that, so I was like, well, I've been over here just hanging out until I ran into you.
Oh. Yeah, you know how we do. Seat of the
The
pants.
last one was at the shop on the front counter.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, on the whim.
Well, it wasn't the last one,
Well,
but
yeah, last time you were on.
2 weeks ago.
That was just yesterday in my mind. Everything was yesterday. Like it could have been a month ago and even like yesterday, but yep, yesterday.
I was on the other day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know exactly what I meant. You guys are looking solid, set up. We'll catch up soon. We'll come back. We'll do history. I'll come back. We'll do it. I've lost control of you. Austin. I'm using this camera as a weapon. We're off to see the wizard. So that was like a quick lap of what the interior of the beginning of Hell City, early setup, before early setup is even able to be early setup. We're up, running, screens on, music on, everything lit, active, ready for artists to feel welcome and invited. And here we are, kicking ass, Seabass. Unlike some other shows that didn't even have pipe and drape up yet. Not talking shit, but this is the one time I'm allowed to talk shit. Oh, remember that gentleman we just stopped and spoke to and hugged and said hi to, Matt? That's him right there on the cover of the Hell City documentary. He's been here a couple times.
Have you watched that
Couple.
documentary, right?
Yeah.
You've heard Marty Holcomb?
Yeah.
He's like the David Attenborough of tattooing. If you haven't watched it, I'm sure it's on YouTube. I know it is. But
Yes.
click on it and watch it. Like to have Marty's voice give you all the tattoo history is, I don't know, it's the best way to learn. Give it a try. Check out the Hell City documentary.
It's like the nicest grandpa sitting you down and telling you horror stories.
It's like, yeah, it's like listening to a wizard speak.
So sweet and soft and supple.
Yeah. Wizard speak.
Wizard speak.
The magic happens.
Shh,
Back in
don't
here.
tell people, then they'll
There's a
know.
secret trap door. Nobody
You know
knows.
what is back there? Is there still coffee back there?
Yeah, there is. You guys want to come get some coffee?
Oh.
Live.
Live coffee.
Live coffee.
Live, the coffee station for Hell City workers.
Turn this into a main stage.
Okay.
The coffee for you.
This is Soup's behind the scenes. Hey, Fawn, it's going to have to be an attachment point here soon because we've got 20% of your battery left.
It's gonna be fine. Lauren's plugging up the Wi-Fi over there, and we're gonna be fine. We got this. We got this, Ben. This is what I needed.
So, Derb, being the wonderful human being he is, make sure that this coffee bar stays stocked. So all of us can stay caffeinated. There's water stations everywhere so we can stay hydrated.
It sounds silly that we're saying this, but there are a lot of shows that don't even think about things like that. So then they've got like edgy, twitchy people that are craving caffeine and can't get it delivered.
Yep.
And so like this seems like a silly little thing.
I've done
But by
those
the
shows,
time-
and that's why I got caffeine here.
Yep. By the time Sunday comes along, we're all here all day, and we're all like 6 more hours.
Yeah, around 6 p.m. Yeah.
We pumped me a black Fawn.
Yeah.
But no, man, this is like a
I
nice
didn't
little
understand
luxury.
your sign language.
I know, it's
I
cool.
apologize.
That's
And
why I
all of you
spoke
guys
words.
come to like help with the show and stuff too.
That's why
It's
we're
important.
here. I
But
mean,
it's important to take care of you.
Yeah, because you take care of us. I wouldn't come if you were a dick.
I wouldn't come if I was a dick. either.
Well, maybe. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Fawn. I appreciate you. And she spills coffee all over her camera. So the little things.
I think this is going to be a great show, Derb. I can't wait.
Yeah. We've done pretty much a record. Yeah, we did do a record amount of pre-sale tickets. We didn't have any problems with the room block, so we like pretty much oversold rooms. Coming back since 2019. In 2019, all right.
Can you take it out of my hand or put the handle in my hand because it is burning me? Thank you.
This has been filming with a hot cup of coffee.
Fawn handed me the outside of the
Yeah,
cup,
there you go.
and it was cool for 30 seconds.
Well, I put a lot of cream in mine, so it's a considerably
Cooler,
like
noticeable
milk.
difference
Cooler cup
in
with coffee.
temperature.
cooler
Well,
cup.
I skip meals a lot, so like.
Who's popping in the Tattoo Weekly?
Oh, we gotta show off Cassie. Cassie has made it. We were talking about Cassie at the beginning of the show. She's the diva of the room.
Well,
Cassie, come back.
well, she's good. She's gone.
We got Kelly B here, the one and only. Oh, hello.
KB. KB, tell me, how many years have you worked for El City?
What year is it? 2022, so 12 years.
And your first show would have been in
2010.
2010.
Can you imagine the math there on that one?
No. Was I even allowed to come to Hell City in 2010? I'm joking.
I don't know. Where you?
Yes, I'm joking.
Where did the dog go?
I'm
Somebody
old as fuck.
see my dog? Oh,
Cat, don't let the dog die, people. See, that's how easy it is around here. You just yell stuff.
Hold on.
People help.
Be right back. Oh.
So
Can I
Kelly
take
has
anything?
to. Something would be amazing. You can't do it all. Let's meander over to our spot and kick it.
I think it's gonna be you. You remember Carrie, right?
I do remember. You make your way on the podcast. You made your big debut before Mom. I'm sure up here.
Hello, babies. So we're gonna consolidate down to 1 feet, so I don't have to hold this thing anymore. So give us a couple seconds while the other people on the screen could possibly talk. That they might want to contribute just a touch to the fucking conversation. But I mean,
Hey, you've been going full force at it, so hey, have fun.
Right.
Sorry, I can't hear you anymore.
We just didn't want to interrupt you. Seriously.
All right, how about go back a little?
Focus.
There we go.
Boom.
Perfect.
All right. Well, come on over. Lauren's got us dialed in on the good camera now.
So did you?
I didn't yet. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Oh, so we have to keep that on for sound, huh?
I see what we're doing.
We're gonna have to charge that.
We'll probably be okay. I think we'll be all right. So Kelly B's making her way out here. We're going to talk to her about Hell City over the years. We're going to maybe try and get her to show off some of her tatties for us.
Tatties. Yep.
I can't believe you took all your clothes off, Ben. It's been a while since we did that on camera.
We've never talked
We've
about
never
my
gone
tattoos.
all the way up and down and around.
We've never talked about, like, we've talked about like where I've been tattooed and like people that have done my tattoos, but other than the ones we did on the show, we don't.
I felt like we had done that. I'm sorry, Ben. I dropped the ball.
There was no ball to
We should have
drop.
talked about your tatties all along.
There was zero expectations.
Have you ever been tattooed at Hell City?
Yes.
Which one?
My Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde piece that Rich did.
Nice.
Like early. That was the first tattoo. That was the first Hell City I ever went to. I started working the door the year after that.
Nice. I've been, I think, just my noggin and my chest.
Right.
Yeah, I've been working on it at other shows, but I think just my head. Jesse Levitt did my head. It was his first head tattoo. And then my chest, the Adam and Ty collab that I don't know. Infamously, apparently way more people watched than I realized.
Yeah. They had like film of it. We should have got
Chris, what do you got there?
So, I'm gonna tell Dirk. They told me these are better than the Jeters that he keeps talking about.
What are they?
So these are 1 gram pre-rolled.
Oh, the steezies.
So yeah. Oh, they're even sealed up. Look at that. You know you got the good stuff when it's sealed, right?
So it's really
Fancy
nice that it's
packaging there, sir.
recreational out here, isn't it?
Oh, I love it.
This is the least expensive dispensary I've ever been to.
We stopped at in New Mexico and it was still 22% taxes. There's only 16 here, which I don't think is bad. I mean, yeah. So they told me these were better than the ones you've been getting.
Look at that little cutie. What's that little guy rolled in?
Should we take
Turk sauce
this outside for a minute just so we can try this out?
How about when we wrap up, we'll step outside and we'll wrap up from the iPhone together.
The camera.
Yeah, we.
Oh, now you got the big camera.
Yeah, now we're.
Oh, I see. We're already on there.
Yeah, we just got the mic going here.
No, I didn't even know. I'm sitting there displaying my legal. Doesn't matter. You can display whatever you want. That's right.
So how's travel been for you?
It was great. I ran into you guys down here, so it was really awesome. My awkward friends in the middle of nowhere. It's the best. I said, you know, your friends are the same when you go to some awkward, weird cave that's randomly off of, like, you have to leave the highway, leave the beaten path.
Yep.
And I'm running out, and I'm like, this truck says Hell City on it, you know, as I'm running across the parking lot.
He's like, hark, I know that van.
No, Austin was sitting there smoking. I was like, hey, you can't Hell City here. And he kind of turned around like, who the fuck is that? So
poor Austin doesn't know this yet. He's walking up with 2 dogs, little baby pit bull in training.
Oh yeah, and my baby, she's been good. So that was cool. We
It's
brought
so
the dogs
funny.
with us. That was really dope.
Nice that they're pet friendly here.
They are. You know what's crazy? They say pet friendly, but I haven't seen a dog park. But you'd think they would have a dog park.
Everything's a dog park.
But everything is. I mean, you can take them everywhere. And then like dispensers, like for your shit.
Right.
Right. Like, oh, there's like one every 400 yards. I'm like,
Yep.
fuck, that's great. I just want to carry shit around all night.
Yep.
But
pretty accommodating.
you know, Nova, I think she's gonna have a blast out here because she already seen everybody. She went to the pool last night. Got all the
She
love.
did great at the pool too.
She did. She did a good job.
Was she 11 weeks now?
She will be 12 weeks Saturday.
Okay.
So 12 weeks in.
So I'm really excited about Chris's new puppy because you guys hear me talk about Lolo all the time, and she's a micro bully or an American bully dog, or you know they've got all these slang names, but she's actually like the miniature version of what yours is.
Bully.
Yeah, she was like her bloodlines were directly bred down from yours, so they're gonna have so many like super fun personality traits. Lolo doesn't know she's little. Like when I first got her, she was hanging out with like English Mastiffs, and my mom had a German Shepherd, so she was hanging out with like big dogs. So she doesn't know she's not giant.
Well, that's what Savannah said about little Nova the other day. Because when I brought Nova to the pool, I was like, once she gets comfortable, she thinks she's vicious, and she's like, oh, she's used to playing with bigger dogs. So I was like, all right, I know she looks small, but she is so muscular too. And then of course the razor sharp puppy teeth that they don't take
They
much.
get you, yeah.
But I'm excited for Nova too, like, because I think that she's just like, I thought it was gonna help for me, but everywhere I take her, the joy she brings out of everybody.
Everybody's
is
homesick.
super cool.
And when you've got that snuggle buddy at the house that you scratch his head every time you see it, to not have that, even just for a couple of days, you don't realize how much that attaches.
Oh yeah.
And so to see another dog, you're like, I love watching like the biggest tough guy in the room get all puppy. Oh, puppy. That's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Favorite thing. Everybody gets soft around it.
You know, we went hiking in Sedona yesterday, and Lauren and Amber helped out with the dogs, and that's what Amber's like. You know, I'm like, I'm missing my puppy. I got a puppy at home that's the same age. So you know, Lauren roped her into helping her, and it was awesome. She got to enjoy it. The dogs enjoyed the day. So it's nice. We'll touch at home. It is, man. I never go anywhere. I'll tell you what, leaving yesterday with my dog, I've been taking her everywhere since I've had her, was the longest I left her. And I'll tell you what, man, I was a little anxious about that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, where's my little Nova? And even when we got in the van, I reached back to pet her because she's always right there. And I'm like, Liz looked at me like I'm stupid. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I've really been taking her everywhere. Lauren's gonna be our light lady.
She's like, my face. Like, what are you doing? I was.
It looks nice though, Ben. You look nice. Look at that. Look at that view of us.
Yeah. Thanks, sir. Thanks,
so I think it's super funny. You're one of my favorite guests that we've had on. You're one of my favorite people just to talk to. I feel like we've got a lot of like super similar passions, like in and out of tattooing. But it's funny when we like pulled down this like windy country road in the middle of nowhere. I picked this random parking spot and we're getting ready to get out. And I like look up and there's this other van that's almost like mine, but a panel van.
It's identical.
Same color, similar wheels. And I look up and it's parked in the shade. And I was like, ooh, that van got the right idea. So I pulled all the way up and I parked not right next to you, but like left a space in between us. And we're like taking our sweet time getting out and da-da-da. And all of a sudden there's this guy walking up and I'm rolling a blunt. That's what I was doing. I was rolling a blunt in the parking lot. And I like, as I'm like rolling, I like look up as I'm like licking and sealing. And I
running across the parking lot.
I look in the rear view mirror, like the passenger side rear view mirror. And I'm like, that looks like Chris Taylor's puppy. And then I'm
Nova's more famous. I mean, she's already this weekend. She met the drummer from Def Leppard, or not the drummer, the guitar player from Def Leppard.
Nice.
So when we were walking down the sidewalk, she didn't meet the drummer. He jumped in the car too quick. But I'm like, you know, my dog, she's getting more notice than me. She's got Lauren took a photography session with her. Dante took some photos with her the other day, or at the pool last night, and this morning at the gym. I had to take her in the gym. Robert Kelly wanted to see her, so I had to take her over there. And then, like you said, the big tough guy, Robert's on.
Right. I love that's my
and
favorite.
Kate's over, and she was once to love on McMillan. You know
I was trying to step a little out of the way in case these people needed to come to the registration that we're standing in front of.
Oh yeah, we're slow on registration.
So maybe we should sneak up just a little forward so people can see the counter.
there we go.
Yeah, yeah.
And not feel like I'm directly in the
So do
way.
you have anything scheduled this week?
So I had a full week, and then my client had some personal things come up, so now I have a pretty open week. But I brought some flash. I'll probably tattoo my friend. Her birthday's today, and mine's tomorrow.
Nice.
So
Tomorrow's your birthday.
she's kind of my little Hell City buddy because I met her out here, and being that our birthdays were kind of shared, so we've always just kind of had that together.
Nice.
So obviously ain't seen her in 2 years because of all the other shit. But I'll probably tattoo her. Other than that, I'm gonna break out some drawings I got and try to enjoy it. I mean, I love to do something, but I love to just enjoy. You know, promote Indie Expo. I've done went around and fired the hell out of all the booths already. All my shit.
Before and off camera, I want to go through stuff. Because I love a little bit more deep history.
Oh yeah, cool.
That's
I got a
Yeah,
little
come
history over
Come
there.
on. Come on, baby.
Uh,
Oh, shit.
like take a real minute to look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
So,
actually here, you
maybe-
see, you know, I have an
maybe
actual
one
box
moment.
saw machine over there and everything.
One moment this weekend, we'll take the mic and camera and we'll get a real thoughtful, like give us a rundown and a organized history lesson of what you've got with us. Yeah, we'll play that next week.
Because we're going to use a
Use
lot
some
of
clips to put in the background while we're talking about
Yep.
other things. And stuff.
We always do a recap of every show that we go to, so we're actually going to do a big one after this.
Start
Well, the
doing
next
some
one's going to be our 100th episode. So we got some ideas we're kicking
cool.
around. And then our 101st episode is going to be even crazier.
Being that we are tattoo.
We're going to have all of our favorite guests join us. And we're just going to have a crazy big round table discussion with all of our
in a couple
favorite.
weeks, if you got a half hour to pop on and say hey. And,
I mean, I do every Thursday. If you guys just let me know and shoot me a message, I can pop on there.
We're just going to add you to the group message,
we'll
Chris.
switch into your message.
No
'Cause
pressure.
I'm-
Join
No,
whenever.
I will. I love it. I love it. I need
Anytime
that.
you're
You know.
free.
Liz even said, she's like, I love when you're around all these guys. She said, because you're a different person.
Hi, come on.
Like you said, we had things.
Go on now.
And we're all passionate
Come on.
about tattooing. I'm so passionate about tattooing. While I work with a lot of great artists, only some of them are passionate about the history of it. So when I get around people who are intrigued by it, like I just light up. You know what I mean? You guys hear me, I'll get talking, everybody else is like, am I gonna get a chance to talk?
It's a thing about talking to people in their zone. So like you get to talk to a guy about his car.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You get to they're in that, oh my God, I know everything about this specific. And I love watching people in their zone of genius that like a really good physical trainer that can be like, no, you need to turn your wrist a quarter inch. Now you feel that one muscle you need to pull.
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit,
and you're like, I didn't even know that was possible. So in this kind of environment, you get a real chance to pull from everybody else's energy and it just builds and builds.
I need the energy with everything building right now. My shop expanding, the expo growing. Like I need all you guys' energy to help me keep that energy rolling. And
Yeah.
That's what it's
very
about.
important.
That's why we're here.
One of the cool things about Hell City, like being called Hell City, is, you know, there's a lot of stigma around a name like that. Like it's deliberately controversial, but like when you get in here, number one, it's incredibly classy, and number two, I don't know another. And before I say this, I want to say that it's a privilege to be a part of it, but I don't know another tattoo family in the industry that's as like close knit as ours is. You know, we're all so like with it, and we're also, even if we're on our own paths, we're all so driven that we can, passionately pursue.
Everyone's
together.
driven. That's the key, is everyone's driven. So you can be on your own path, but we all see each other driving, so it makes us all thrive to be better.
Yeah, and it's cool to be with.
hold on, you guys.
It's cool. It's cool to be with a group of people that there's not. It's almost like.
Right there, Sarah.
Like we've evolved past being competitive with one another to just like sharing our passions and encouraging one another. Yeah, loving it.
I love it if you win or he wins, or who even cares at this point.
And
I think the clients, it's a lot of the competitions for the clients, which is someone we need to respect a lot. But as for us, it's not really competitive. It's more inspirational. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a great way to put it.
Someone else wins something, then it's inspiring to you. And that's why I like some of I love the fact that the Hell City family has been such a family, and kind of like you guys put me under your wing and brought me in and let me be comfortable. So I really love that. But I think that's probably the big thing is some shows like that don't have that is when they let other people in, like the smaller guy who's not well known that might not get into Hell City or Indie Tattoo Expo because we are portfolio shows. Them watching other people win is what inspires them. So you got to be thankful for their getting in, because that was me at one point. I wasn't the guy who had gotten Hell City 10 years ago.
I mean, I've been sitting and watching the competitions at Hell City and the Motor City Expo and Paradise events and Villain Arts events as long as I've been tattooing. Those were my being a self-taught tattooer. That was the best opportunity for me to see what is possible and what people are really capable of when they're actually trying. Because like in small towns, you run into very complacent artists who are just kind of pumping stuff out. So when you're surrounded by artists who are passionate and everyone wants to do the best tattoo they've ever done in their life, every single tattoo they do, that's a totally different feel. And it's like when we talk about passion, that's the difference.
Anytime you're around like-minded people, there's an energy that can't be matched. You're tapping into that same wavelength that nobody else understands. So to see the little nuances with somebody else that is hyper-focused on the exact same thing you are, that you wouldn't get that experience any other way than being around that frequency. So to see like that elevation of non-competition but education,
is
that's what I love, the education.
Well, one of the things that
tattooing into professionalism.
As a young artist, I used to look at other artists and I'd be like, I can do that better, and like it'd just be like a confidence boost. Where now it'll be like, I can do that better. Hey, if you do this, that'll be a lot easier. And I think that's just
instead
like
of holding it to yourself.
Yeah, there's just a maturity that I've noticed in myself as like not necessarily a mentor, but just an artist that wants to share my tricks. It's like I can look at somebody that like I can tell they're concentrating a little harder than they should be for what they're trying to pull off, and I can be like, try this.
That is when I think which is a big problem in this industry. That is when the ego leaves the artist, because a lot of them have egos, so they're like they want to hold that. But when you want to enrich tattooing, that means you really love and you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
That you move to a different level of an artist. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I love about the Villain Art shows, because you can be that little kid. They're going to let you in there. And I mean, people have to realize, I mean, Villain Arts is
That still
important to
takes some
tattooing
nuts.
because
It absolutely
there's that
is.
little guy that comes in that, you know, now he's working at Hell City because he got that opportunity. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But he walked by a
Renee
few times and
joins
was
us
like,
all the time, and she talks about how like Villain Arts is how she built her following all
Yeah,
across
that's
the
what she
country,
did.
and like
she still
that's
does one artist.
yeah,
very
and
well ran
that's
show too. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
some people have things to say because they're not portfolio invite, but you know what? Not everything has to be. That's
There's reasons. There's different shows.
And
well,
again,
and
you have to be
how does a brand new artist that is like a savant, because you know there are those ones that they've been
Think
tattooing
of
a
Nico.
year
The
and
first
they're
year Nico was
brilliant.
out, he was six months in. The first time I seen some of his work, and I'm like,
Wow.
holy shit!
But somebody
you know
had
what I
to
mean?
give them a chance.
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, and then it also takes that big of a production to promote it and turn tattooing what it is. I mean, Villain Arts is solely responsible for a big movement in tattooing, whether you want to face it or not.
Machine.
No one's put the money and time into promoting tattooing like Troy, and I've said that numerous times because those opportunities is what's created all of us. You know
Well,
what I mean?
and
I think
another
that's
thing about the
most
Villain
important
Arts
part.
events is it doesn't matter what city you're in, you know what to expect.
You know, what
You
to
know,
expect.
there is a certain standard,
Always
you
a
know
good
how
show.
everything's gonna go. You know it
There's a formula.
yeah,
Well, you
sometimes
know, the
when,
promoters got to shit together. 'cause
sometimes
we've
when you
been
go
the
to a
unfortunate
first year
ones,
show, what happens when you go to a first or second year show?
Annual.
The first annual is the last annual?
Can there be? The last, it would have to be the last of the annual.
Last of the annual show.
There would need to be extra words.
You ready?
So we have evolved into the tattoo 101 / grammar.
And it's like a way bigger suite, so I'm like,
Sweet it up.
yeah, I'm going over there.
He's gonna take off, but
I'm gonna take
always
off.
an honor and a privilege to have you with us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on. If
Absolutely.
you guys are still down here, I'll come and rattle with you some more, and
We will probably be here rattling.
hopefully we'll be on doing some stuff.
There we
this
go.
weekend.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Thanks
Chris.
for inspiring
Thanks
me
for
all the
taking a
time.
moment. I jumped in the pool by accident a few
Oh,
minutes
that's
ago.
cool, cool.
It was spontaneous.
We're definitely gonna have to take a safety break. at some
Yeah,
point.
I got these little new safety tools that Derb taught me about. So
Yeah.
go down to
We
Cure
can't, we
Life.
can't fully load it.
If
so.
you're a new customer at Cure Life, you get 30% off too. So I was like,
Oh.
all right, well then just add some more shit. You know,
Yeah.
You know,
might as well make up for the 30% you're giving.
I've never been to a dispensary.
Really?
Let's go.
You should go. They got different things. You know what I mean?
They've got different
They got different
things,
things. You know what
Brad.
I mean? Like, I got like 7 types sitting on my counter now. I don't know which one I want, but
Nice.
you know.
Salad.
Yeah, I just bring it spread together. I'm having a super one.
There you go.
I'll see you guys in a
Be
little
safe,
bit.
brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So what time are we sitting at right now?
We are 4:39, so we're going
For
for
an
an
hour
hour
and a
and a
half?
half.
Hour and 40 minutes?
Just about.
Oh, good input, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Appreciate it.
More to talk about? Is there more we need to talk about? We talked about the Biltmore. We talked about the Catalina pool. We talked about my disappointment in the teal.
You're gonna have to excuse me. My roommate is calling.
I'm trying to think of what else I can cover for you guys. I get so excited about this show every year. We've had a few year wait, so we've all just been kind of like sitting half posted and ready to go. I know the last time we were in Phoenix, it was a record breaking year. So I think this year is going to be equally as busy and equally as like crucial to attend.
Sorry, he was at the grocery store and he was like, "Bro, food time." I'm like, "I forgot. Here's what I want."
Oh, I was trying to tell everybody why they should attend Hell City this year.
Oh, other than it's gonna be amazing.
Should there be an other than?
No,
It's just going to be amazing.
always is amazing.
Come to the show. Come all weekend. Come one day.
If you haven't booked your plane ticket yet, go ahead and do it yesterday.
Or
And you can sleep on the floor of my villa if you know my middle name.
get yourself a comfy van and drive it.
And drive it.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Just drive across country to be there. It's fine.
What, Kyle?
Just drive across country to be there.
Your
Yeah.
overall lameness is drowning out your words. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I don't think I could handle a cross country drive. I'm
It
not
wasn't
built for
bad. It wasn't bad at all. We had to repair a flat. I've never actually I've had a flat tire before, but never like on the highway. So I'm kind of proud of myself for
I'm
taking care of
very
that and
proud
not
of
having
you.
a meltdown.
I'm
I
very
did.
proud
I
of
was
you.
like, I was like, guys, I don't like to put my hands under a vehicle and jacks are sketchy. So
I make money with these mitts.
So I got my Geico app out and I was like, roadside assistance, all the bells and whistles. The lady calls me. She's like, hey, I'm calling people for you. We'll get somebody there. I was like, okay. She calls back a few minutes later and she's like, nobody's answering their phone. And I was like, wah, wah. She was being sweet. She was being as helpful as she could in the situation. And then she's like, you could call the non-emergency line. And I was like, I don't know what the marijuana laws are in this current place that I am in. However, I know what they are in Ohio and I know what they are in Arizona, but I didn't do all my homework for the in-between states. Fair. So I didn't want to ask for trouble. So the next choice was to have you ever changed a tire in a truck that's got like the thing and the cable that holds the tire and the underneath and it's got the little swivelly toggle thing and then the
you gotta drop it down from the bumper up.
Yeah, so it's weird.
You know, I drove a Chevy truck for a long time, just like a Chevy.
So there's like this little crease that looks like a body line.
Gotcha.
There's this little dimple in it.
You know what
you
it
wouldn't
is?
know it, but that's where your tire iron goes.
Yeah,
I never would have known.
Did you have to Google that?
No, one time I got a flat tire before I got on the highway and I called the wrecker because it was like 4 degrees, icy, slushy. I don't even know what I hit, but I was at the White Castle right by Red Tree on 5th and 71.
She's intense, that's great.
Anyways, while I was waiting in line, I could just like feel my van lowering. I was like, this is not good. So I calmly just pulled forward. I got my, what's the 2 double sliders with extra pickle, orange pop, fries, clam strips. I just went ahead and got my meal because I knew I was going to be there for a minute. So I went ahead and got my food, pulled in the parking lot, and I call like Lucky Towing, one of the like predatory ones on campus. This guy shows up lickety split. He was so nice. He was like, do you care about the body of this? And like there were already like a few little cracks at the side skirt of my van. I was like, I didn't buy it because it was pretty, and he was like, all right. So he puts his forks underneath it and just lifts it up. So it wasn't even on a jack or anything. He just like backed up to it and lifted it up, and he showed me how to drop the tire down. He was so thrilled that my van had. He was like, oh no, it's got locking lug nuts. I was like, I have the lock. He was like, excellent. And then he gets the spare out and he's like, oh, these lug nuts won't work. And I was like, I have those. So whoever owned my van before me thank you. First of all, kept everything intact. There's like a little compartment and everything tucks away in. So long story short, thank you for the random guy at Lucky Towing in Columbus for showing me how to work my van. Thank you.
Shout out to that guy.
All the mechanics in my life that made me help with other flat tires. We got back on the road. It took like a half hour. And it was there's another key factor. So we went kayaking a few weeks ago, and I'm really lazy and I don't always take things out of my vehicle.
To be fair,
I happened to have 2 life jackets in my van for no good reason.
Other than I forgot to get them out?
Yeah, and I was like, Ben, do you want your life jackets back? He's like, no, keep them with the kayaks. The kayaks are at Dirt. I haven't been to Dirt since then. So I have 2 life jackets. Long story short, we had the perfect number of life jackets to act as knee pads as we dropped this crazy tire from under my van and installed it in the new place. Thanks, universe. It's a bad thing that happened, but in the best possible way.
We should knee pads.
We had knee pads. No scrapes. I got one. I don't know what I did. What's it for? It's a little bruise. I must have bumped something. I don't know. But
I'm just glad you're here, safe, happy,
made
healthy.
It safe. Nobody got run over on the side of the road. Had a little anxiety about it, but we got through it. We made it. And fortunately, my spare is a full size. So even though I still have the spare on my van, it's totally full and stuff. The old tire fixed.
Are they gonna be able to patch it?
Yeah, we'll see. I had a goal to stop there today, but I got distracted by tequila.
Yep, that happens.
Tequila set back in afternoon.
I mean, it was mostly just standing there, the indecisive picking out which tequila. That was a solid hour and a half. Not really, but it could have
It
been.
felt like that, huh?
It did.
Well, my coffee's empty.
My coffee's almost empty, and I think I've spilled it on both of us a couple of times.
That's
but
okay.
I've been talking with my hands.
I just quit acting like it's happening.
All right. Well, so next week we have a super special episode planned.
Super fucking special.
Next week will be our 100th episode, and then the following week, what was going to be the following week?
Our extra super fucking special.
101.
101.
So
The ultimate special.
101. What'd you say, Kyle?
The ultimate special episode.
It's extra fucking special. Did you miss the extra words?
Apparently so.
Just sit there, Kyle.
Well, I can't wait to take all kinds of footage this weekend. I can't wait to get interviews with all kinds of different tattooers, different collectors.
We will definitely have a solid recap on 101.
Yeah.
We're going to be going through that. We're going to be going through and joining a bunch of our friends live. They're going to be on with us. And we're going to be talking about the show and this show and our show. And
yeah, it's gonna be a recap, but it's gonna be like a celebration. We've reached a pretty awesome milestone as far as things go.
I'm bringing cupcakes.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
What kind of cupcakes?
I don't know. Not
With wheat?
Probably not.
Are you gonna bring wheat?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, duh. All right. Love you
All
guys.
right, guys.
We'll
See you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, Kyle.
Later.
Not really. Bye-bye.
That was
Have a good weekend.
I need you like the desert needs the rain.